funeral is about to begin, sir.
I think we just picked up Dracula. It's got a death curse.
Are they slow moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
Welcome back to another episode of Never Not Horror. I am Steve Clark.
And I am Rich Hansel.
And it is Christmas time. Christmas time is here. We have 2 deep dive reviews in December. And they're both going to be Christmas themed because it's that time of the year. And so today, this is Richie's turn. So Rich, what Christmas horror movie are we going to watch? Or review, sorry.
We're going to go way back into 1980 and talk about Christmas Evil.
Christmas Evil. I'll tell you up front, I'd never even heard of this movie until you said, let's do that one. And I'm on board with that because really I don't know a whole lot of Christmas horror movies.
Yeah.
When the next deep dive, my pick, and we're going to go with more of a traditional Christmas horror movie, but I was excited to watch something different, besides Black Christmas or Krampus or something like that. So yeah, this was a brand new one for me. Well, before we get to that, if you're new to the show, we break our movie reviews down into 4 sections. First, we will talk about our history with the movie, and then we will get into some fun fact, cast, crew, behind the scene kind of stuff. And then at that point, we will get into a full plot walkthrough with spoilers. So if you have not seen the movie, that is where you're going to want to pause the podcast, go watch the movie, and then come back and see what we think about it. And then after that, we will give our official Never Not Horror Howls rating and review. In this case, normally we start, whoever picked the movie goes first on their memories. But since I had never even heard of this movie, I have no memories whatsoever of it. So I'm going to save us that part and just say I have no history here. So go ahead, Rich. What is your history with Christmas Evil?
I have a very limited history as well. This film was limited release back in 1980 and really never got any love at all. It was kind of shelved and it never made the big release on theater. So, and it didn't really get any love at all until cult film director John Waters said that it was his favorite Christmas horror movie of all time. So that kind of got it in everybody's ear. Hey, we better go see this. And then Joe Bob Briggs did a watch along. And that kind of blew it up. And I think that was in let's see, I have it wrote down here, 2020.
Okay.
So it really blew up then. And I think it got put on Tubi because of that. And that's where I saw it. So probably 2020, I watched it on Tubi. And I liked it. I thought it was pretty good, way different than what I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's about all the history I have.
Fair enough. That's cool that it's definitely the kind of movie that would be on Joe Bob on The Last Drive-In. I'll have to see if that one's still on, because all those, especially going back to 2020, I think all that's on Shudder.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as Shudder still has the rights to show the movie, it should still be on there.
Yeah.
I'd like to go back and check that out. All right. In this case, since we're going a bit of a deeper cut, we don't have much history between us at all. So in that case, we'll go ahead and transition over to the behind the scenes fun fact stuff. So here we go.
Come closer. Let's take a look behind the curtain.
All right. Hit us with it, Rich. What's fun about Christmas Evil?
Well, the very first thing that I have is Brandon Maggart, who plays our lead character, Harry Stadling, is Fiona Apple's dad.
No shit.
Yeah.
That is fun.
And if you look at her and him, they kind of look alike a little
I'm
bit.
gonna have to
the
do
face.
I'm gonna have to do a side by side.
Yeah, yeah. Patricia Richardson from Home Improvement fame was pretty much an extra in it. One of the parents at the end scene when Harry was surrounded by the little kids and they didn't want the parents. She was one of the parents.
I didn't catch that.
She was in it. Vinegar Syndrome released a Blu-ray and DVD combo with uncut footage from it, so that kind of blew up good on it for it.
If you're not familiar, listeners, with Vinegar Syndrome, they just put out deluxe Blu-rays or DVDs or whatever of some obscure movies that otherwise probably wouldn't get that kind of a treatment. So it's pretty cool. I mean, they put out some garbage too, but I mean, it's cool when something that would never get a Blu-ray release, like Vinegar Syndrome. Shout Factory is another one that does that. So if you are into physical media, some of this stuff is out there in really good quality.
Yeah, you can get on their club, and they just like every month they send you 6 or 7 movies, and a lot of people don't like it because it's a bunch of movies that you normally wouldn't watch. But if you're a film guru, you know, it'd be a perfect thing to get on to.
If you like really B-rated horror,
which really good.
Which I'm one of those people.
I am too, and then to see it on 4K, and that is really nice. I'd also have that it was released and marketed as a slasher. And when you watch it, it's not really a slasher. And I've heard some people, critics, talk about how they think that marketing as a slasher might have hurt it too, because people coming in expecting Halloween, you know.
Right, and this came out in 1980, so you're 2 years after Halloween.
Yeah, and it just didn't. People was like, "What?" And that's not a slasher. So it kind of got just taken out and off of the theaters and put away.
Yeah. Let's see.
You had a good one about
our
director.
Yeah, so pulling from the trivia section of IMDb on this movie, director Lewis Jackson came up with the idea for this movie after smoking marijuana one night in the 70s and seeing a vision of Santa Claus holding a knife.
Perfect.
That's where all the good ideas come from. Here's another. This one's interesting too. It says, although the success of Halloween helped to get this film produced, it was written prior to that movie's release. Writer-director Lewis Jackson does not consider his movie to be a slasher film.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't. I mean, having watched it now, I wouldn't call it a slasher.
No, not
I
at
mean,
all.
I think it's a lot more nuanced than that myself. But other than just the Home Improvement cameo that I didn't catch, like, I mean, there were faces in here. It's like I feel like I've seen that person before, but there wasn't anybody I knew by name in this movie at all.
Definitely know his brother.
Whose brother?
Harry's brother.
Okay.
Phil Stadler, the character is Phil. You definitely know him. He looks familiar. And hundreds of. I think he was in Law and Order, Chicago Fire. I have some wrote down. The Mist. Remember him in The Mist?
No.
Yeah, you do. The older guy that was on his team at first was on the lead character's side at first, and then and he was on the Green Mile. He was the other guard, kind of the timid guard.
Holy shit!
He's been in everything. This dude is loaded down.
Was he on Walking Dead?
He was on Walking Dead.
No shit. I knew I recognized him. Jeffrey DeMunn.
Yep.
That's his name.
Yep.
Man, I did not even recognize him.
I mean, I looked up his credits, and it's just...
That's wild.
It is full. Just all kinds of stuff. Chicago Fire, Walking Dead, The Mist, Law and Order, Green Mile, Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea who that was. Man, that's crazy.
And the list goes on and on and on and on. This guy's been working every day of his life, I think, as an actor.
Prolific. Wow. That is him. I can't believe, like, he barely even look. I guess because I'm so used to him having gray hair or balding. And he's got, I mean, you can see that he's balding, but he's got, like, really, like, longer, wispy hair. And, yeah. Wow. That's nuts. that might be the funnest fact of the day right there. Good stuff. All right. Well, do you have any budget info on this movie?
Only thing I have is they said it was well over budgeted, and it was a $850,000 budget. That seems very high to me, and that's what a lot of the critics said. That's another thing that kind of killed it, was the budget was so high,
Yeah.
and it barely made any money. I mean, it didn't make any money; it lost money.
So
It's probably made it since.
Yeah, but didn't the Dawn of the Dead budget, wasn't that less than that?
I think it was. Yeah.
How did you make Dawn of the Dead for less money than Christmas Evil?
I have no idea.
Wow, that's impressive. I mean, maybe it was the factory scenes, maybe.
Yeah.
The toy budget.
I'm sure somebody probably laundered some money somehow. Producer maybe stole it.
I would have guessed that they put that much money in. And I get now in modern times that's nothing. Like anything under $1 million is like an indie film like that you and I made or something.
Right.
But
yeah, so no box office on this. There's no
it almost, I wondered if it went to theaters or not, which
I heard it did, but it was like in Philadelphia only. Like
were it not for the R rating and a little bit of the violence and a little, there wasn't any nudity per se, but sexual suggestive stuff. Were it not for that stuff, I would have bought this as a TV movie.
Yeah,
I mean, just kind of the way it was presented, but that's not a knock. There's some great TV movies, but all right. Well, Rotten Tomatoes on this movie, have you looked at it yet?
I have not.
Okay. I'm curious what your take is here. So we have a fairly wide discrepancy between critics and fans, but not in the way you might think. Tomato meter critic score is 57%. So
not awful.
Not terrible. The popcorn fan meter is only 36%. Wow. So critics like this more than the fans do on here.
Yeah, I can see it, I guess. And that might have something to do with the slasher aspect of it.
If you go into it expecting that, then that's not really what you're getting. But, I mean, to be fair, there's only 7 critic reviews for this.
Yeah, and you're probably all horror critics.
Right,
and you're going in thinking Halloween version, Christmas version of Halloween.
Right. Which we actually had that before Halloween. It's called Black Christmas. All right. Well, we're sailing right along, and I guess it feels fast coming off of Dawn of the Dead. Where I texted Rich when I was editing that episode and said, I got after edits, the plot walkthrough doesn't even start till the 34-minute mark of this podcast. All right. So we are going to move along a little faster on this one. We're going to get into it, though. So if you have not seen the movie, like Rich said, it is on Tubi. That's where I watched it. Maybe available some other places, but Tubi is free. Tubi is a treasure trove of,
I love it.
Old horror movies. Our next episode coming up is the next Quick Cuts episode is our Horror by the Decades 50s ranking. And I watched several 50s movies on Tubi. They have a nice selection on there.
So really good ones.
So yeah, if you haven't seen Christmas Evil, you can pause the podcast, jump on Tubi, give it a watch, and then come back and ride through it with us. So here we go.
Come along now, if you're not too scared.
Okay, here we go. Rich, take us away with Christmas Evil.
All right, we start our film off with the reading of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. We see 2 young boys, I don't know, what do you think, 6 and 7, 7 and 8?
Something like that.
Yeah, they're sitting on the steps, a set of stairs with their mother, and they are looking through the spindles at Santa Claus putting gifts under their tree. It's kind of weird. I've never had my dad dress up as Santa Claus and my mom say, "Hey, come down here and look, Santa's down here."
No.
But
nope. My version was, get your ass in bed. Santa ain't coming if you're awake.
Yeah. So the boys are watching out. One of the boys laughs, and Santa kind of looks up and touches his nose, and he goes up the chimney.
Yeah.
just like Santa Claus.
Zoomed right up there.
Yeah. So we now see, we kind of go into an hour or two later, and we see the two boys in bed. And one of the brothers says that it was their dad, but the other boy, he doesn't believe him.
Yeah.
And I think we learned through dialogue that they are Harry and Phil.
Yep.
And Harry does not believe it's their dad.
No. He is on board with Santa.
Yeah, it's Santa Claus, and he tells him there is no Santa Claus, that was Daddy. So later we see one of the boys, he wakes up, he hears some giggling down in the living room, and he kind of creeps down and gets in the same spot on the stairs that they was watching their Santa Claus put the gifts under the tree. But this time Santa's not putting gifts under the tree.
No, he's not.
He is down on his knees right in front of his we later learn that it is his wife.
Right.
So Santa is the dad.
He's getting a face full of Mrs. Claus.
Yes, he is. He's getting that Christmas pie.
Well put.
And the boy is just distraught at this sight. He don't know what the hell to think. Santa Claus is down there just having himself a ball.
Mm-hmm.
And so he runs. The kid just gets upset and runs up into the attic for some reason instead of jumping in bed. He goes into the attic, and as he goes to sit down on a chest, he picks up a snow globe, and he sits down, and you can see this kid's got some issues anyways.
Yeah.
And he starts replaying what he was watching in his mind, and it just angers him so bad that he throws the snow globe on the floor and it shatters. And then he just kind of leans down and picks up one of the shards of glass and slits his own hand, and blood drips onto the broken snow globe. Pretty.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can tell this kid is messed up.
There were issues prior to Mommy kissing Santa Claus.
Yeah, I really believe so.
His reaction was too strong for that to just be that. So, yeah.
Now we get our credits rolling with a red background and playing some Christmas music. And we see it says the present, and I don't mean like the Christmas present, like
right
now.
The present time.
Present time. It's on the screen, and a man in bed with a Santa suit as his PJ. So this guy is sleeping in a Santa suit, got the hat, got the pants, got the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the white fur on the cuffs and everything. So he gets out of bed, and he starts playing some records, Christmas music, and his entire house is just decked out in Christmas.
Yes.
This dude's obsessed with Christmas.
Yeah.
And as he goes, he's singing and dancing and having just a merry old morning. And he goes to shave. He puts some shave cream on, and he makes a Santa beard out of it, and he starts hoing in it, and then he starts shaving.
You know who he puts me in mind of at times like this?
Who's that?
Mr. Bean.
Oh, he does. Yeah, you're right. He does.
Like putting the shaving cream beard on, and just and then just.
So he starts shaving, and he cuts his chin. And a little blood draws, and then he kind of like snaps a little bit. And when he has this, he has a flashback at the same time of Santa Claus and his mom, what we saw at the beginning of the movie. So now we understand that this guy is that kid Harry. He is grown up now, and he's obsessed with Christmas.
Yes, sir.
And he's still distraught by what he saw when he was a little boy.
One thing I noticed, and I wanted to point out, just to drive home how dedicated to Christmas he is, he's got a chalkboard on the wall that says days till Christmas. And that first morning when he wakes up, it says 55 days. It's early November.
Yeah.
And he's already counting down.
And decked out.
Yeah.
So we fast forward a little bit, and now this same man he's got his regular clothes. I believe he's got in his regular clothes now, but he's got a set of binoculars, and he's sitting at his window, and he is like peeping in on other apartments. It's kind of like maybe an apartment complex kind of. And so he's looking in the other windows in the complex across from him. And as he's looking in, he's saying names of children that he's spying on.
Yeah.
And talking about how, oh, she's a good girl, very good girl. She says her prayers. And then he goes down to the next one. Oh, such a good boy, helps his mom, whatever. I don't remember exactly what it. And then he gets down to another kid and he's reading a Penthouse magazine.
Yeah.
and he loses it.
Yeah.
He gets mad.
And then he cuts out one of the pictures.
Yeah, the kid
cuts the body out.
And he's holding it up, looking at it with his tongue hanging down to the floor practically. But this man, Harry, sees this, and man, he's distraught, and he runs down and gets a book out.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the naughty book. So this guy is definitely
right
off his rocker.
Yeah.
So he's got a naughty book, and he puts this kid's name in there, and it shows a list of things. This kid is obviously
he's already been on the list.
So there's a list of bad things he's done. But he writes down another one, and his name is Oscar Garcia, and Oscar Garcia is in the naughty list.
Right. He has a separate book for the good kids and the bad kids.
Yeah. And is it this time where he gets the good one down, the good book down?
Maybe not.
I don't think it's yet.
Yeah.
I think it's later in the film. But now we fast forward now. We're in a factory now.
Yep. Where else would he work but a toy factory?
Yes, and that's exactly it. It's called the Jolly Dream Toy Factory. And we see an assembly line where people are making Christmas toys. It looks like some plastic toy soldiers, got a knife and almost like a nutcracker, I guess. And we're at the end of a shift, and we see our Harry guy. He's kind of the shift lead, looks like. He's in a different room, and he's punching numbers on the calculator or something. And he's actually they're in a shift meeting.
Yeah, and he's talking to the other guys.
So they're in a shift meeting, and he's talking to the other guys and trying to get them pumped up about the joy of making toys and how important it is. You know, if you're making toys, you're probably not that excited about it.
Right.
You're kind of like, it's a factory job. I don't give a shit.
And we learned that he has recently been promoted.
Yes, they do bring that up. He's been promoted. So he was just recently on the floor with these other guys.
Yeah.
And it kind of seems like they don't have any respect at all for him. He's kind of a punching bag, probably easy to manipulate. Mm-hmm. But Harry did get promoted, and now he is like a shift lead or a supervisor.
And then you get, what's his name comes in.
Yeah, so there is an employee named Frank that's looking for somebody to cover his shift because him and his wife want to go on vacation, and he's trying to get some of his fellow employees to cover it, and they're like, oh, no, we can't. So he decides to go ask Harry.
Yeah, and I think the other guys kind of throw in something where, because Harry mentions that he misses being on the line and working with the toys, and they're like, Harry says he misses the line, and and then Frank's like, well, hey, you want to work? And he's a doucher, like, he's like, because Harry's eating a sandwich, and he's like, hey, that looks pretty good, let me have a bite, and he just takes the sandwich and eats it.
He's kind of a bully.
Yeah.
So
he was stealing lunch money in school.
Yeah, exactly. Frank's an asshole. So because he misses the line, this guy gets the idea. While Harry is at his desk, his phone rings, and it is Frank. Yeah. And he says, hey, I'm going to do you and me a favor, Harry. You're going to work my shift because you miss running the line so much, and I'm going to get to go on vacation with my wife. How's that sound? And Harry he's like, well, I want to do this favor for you, Harry. You're going to run my shift. And this is a shift tonight. So he's already worked first shift. Now he's got to work a second shift on the line. So
it does, as former factory employees, it doesn't look like a hard line to run.
Yeah, right. It looks very easy. They're just looking at these toys pretty much, making sure there's no
putting the putting the lightning sword in their hands.
Yeah. So Harry is a pushover, and he has to do it. He has no other choice. The guy pretty much hangs up and says, "Okay, I'll see you next week."
Yeah.
So Harry, he walks to the shift. The new shift, and he starts making his toys.
Yeah.
So he works that whole shift. And now he's walking home after his shift, and he's beat. He is beat, and he happens by a bar, and and he hears some laughings, and he goes to the window of the bar and looks in, and he sees Frank and some of the other employees at the bar. And Frank is telling those other coworkers how he suckered Harry into working his shift, and this pisses Harry off, obviously.
Right. Yeah, because he tells them, or because I think one of them says, like, thought you was going on vacation. It's like, we are, but we ain't leaving until tomorrow. Yeah. I just got that dipshit to work my shift for me.
Yeah, so he didn't even really need off.
Mm-hmm.
So this pisses Harry off bad, and this dude's already kind of unstable. So he runs away, and instead of like going up and confronting the guy, he just runs away from the problem. And he goes home, and he throws a real temper tantrum. He like balls his fists up and starts moaning and humming, and he is just,
these scenes are wild.
He does a great job.
Yeah, like he really sells like just this unstable, deranged dude. Because he's humming like one of the famous Christmas songs, and like he's humming it, but then it starts getting real like frantic and like growling. Like this dude does a hell of a job.
Yeah, he is pissed now, and he's just like he said, just nuts. So we go to the future a little bit, and we see Harry outside of a home, and he's staring at the house, and we see it's the home of his brother. I liked how they put the Stadling in the front yard, so we as the viewer know whose house this is.
Right.
So it is his brother's house, and he looks in the window, so he's peeping Tom on his own brother.
Yeah.
And he's looking in the windows, and he sees his brother Phil and his wife. They're starting to mess around, and they're kind of making out a little bit on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
As he's watching this through the window, he just pulls off the craziness. He didn't even have to say anything.
Yeah.
In this part of the movie, he just has the look like a nut.
Yeah. Yeah. He is really convincing.
Yeah. So the next morning is Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And Harry, he's watching the Macy's Thanksgiving parade, and he's getting close to Santa Claus. And I thought he was going to whip his wiener out and start buttering it up.
It actually crossed my mind, like how weird's this movie going to go? Because this dude is fired up.
Yeah. So we're kind of cutting back between Harry's house and his brother Phil's house now. So we're at his brother's house now, and we see Harry's sister-in-law, Phil's wife, and she's asking Phil, don't pick on your brother this Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't make fun of him. Leave him be. Don't get him all worked up. So we can obviously see even the brother kind of picks on this.
There's a history here, yeah.
So Harry calls his brother and tells him that he won't be there for Thanksgiving. And Phil's like, the wife and the kids are going to miss you. You come every year. Why aren't you coming? He says he has other plans.
And this is coinciding with Santa arriving at the parade.
Yeah. So now he's trying on this Santa suit. Well, he's trying to measure for a Santa suit. And this guy, he starts stitching one up.
Mm-hmm.
He makes the whole red suit, and he uses kind of dark fur instead for around the cuffs.
Right. It looks almost like a fur coat or something. Yeah. He cuts it up with scissors to make like the fluff for his suit.
So he's doing all this, and he's trying it on, and
oh my God. I just realized this isn't plugged in. Technical difficulty there because I'm a dumbass, and I realized 30 minutes into recording that I didn't have the mixer plugged into the iPad. So that first section up until now was just raw audio of us talking and the iPad picking it up, and had nothing to do with the mixer and the microphones and anything else. So if you notice a change in quality, if that's what happened, I'm an idiot.
Don't be so hard on yourself. So after he makes this suit, now we see him in his garage, and he is painting of course, you know what he drives? A white van. Yeah, he's definitely a creep. He's peeping Tom, drives the white van. So he's painting a sleigh. Santa's sleigh on the side of his white van. So after that scene, now we see Harry. He's kind of got a bag of groceries, and he's walking by a group of kids that's sitting on the stoop of a house. And Harry obviously can talk to kids.
Yes, he's very comfortable with kids.
So that led me to believe that he's kind of probably just mentally impaired and is very childish.
Like maturity level, he's behind.
Yeah, because he carries on a conversation with these kids easily.
Yeah,
comparatively speaking,
and he struggles with adults.
Yeah. So he just, the kids yell to him, and you can obviously tell they respect Harry. They like him. He probably plays with them and has a good time. But he does say some creepy things to him, like, "Hey, you look very pretty, Margaret," or whatever her name is.
Yeah, he does, and it would be creepy.
Yeah,
but if it was somebody else, but because we know what he's like, I mean, he is a psychopath, but he's not that kind of a psychopath.
Right.
Like, he really doesn't mean anything by it, like, because that girl's on the good list.
Yeah. So these kids start talking about what they're wishing for, and they get to one kid, and he says, "I wish I had a lifetime subscription to Penthouse magazine."
Yeah.
And his face just changes.
Yeah.
Harry changes, and he's pissed again. I mean, just like that. And so he runs into his house, and what's he get? His naughty book out again.
Yep.
And this time, I can't remember the kid's name, Moss something.
Yeah, I can't remember the last name either.
But he calls him Moss throughout the show, so he puts him in the naughty book, and then he goes to the kid's house, and he starts watching in the window at this kid. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
He's spying. And then he takes some mud and smears
so
it.
weird.
It is. He takes this mud and it's nighttime, and he smears mud all over his face. And then he goes to the vinyl siding of the house, puts his hands on the house, and then leans in and kisses
the wall.
So he leaves muddy prints of his hands and his lips on the side of this house. I think the director just wants us to realize how crazy this guy is.
It worked.
Because there is no that's it.
Yeah.
They don't say anything else about that.
Yeah, he is a nut job.
Yeah, he's very nutty. So as he's doing this, the mom and that Moss kid walk out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And he jumps in some bushes, Harry does. And he's hiding in the bushes, and the mom's trying to get this Moss kid out. She's ready to go out on night on town. And you can kind of see that this lady is a real bitch. Mm-hmm. She like smacks him in the face, and because he says there's somebody in the bushes over there. I saw him.
Yeah.
And she says whack. She smacks him in the face.
She lights his ass up.
So this kid's looking at Penthouse magazine. He's acting up because he's obviously abused at home. He's got problems.
Right.
So she smacks him out. So there's nobody over there. You're ruining my night out. Get in the car. Let's go.
Oh, it's funny though because that kid creeps up to the bushes after he sees him in there, and then Harry like reaches a fist out, and he's like, "Rah!"
Yeah, he did. He scared him. and that's when he tells him there's a monster in the bushes.
And she just lights his ass up.
So now Harry's back at home, and he's forging some of these. It looks like he probably stole the molds from his factory job.
Yep.
And he's got the molds at home, but now he's making them out of metal. He's forging some metal, melting down some, I don't know, aluminum or something, and making these metal toy soldiers with the big knife coming out of the, hanging over the shoulder of it. And there is some kind of diabolical music playing as he's doing this. I don't know if you remember that. The score is a little bit off for me. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
But it could be better.
Yeah, I agree.
But now we're back at the toy factory and the company Christmas party, and all the workers are enjoying the party, and Harry is there, and he sees a commercial on talking about hospital that needs toys for kids, and his company is doing that. They're going to donating toys to this children's hospital, and Harry is pretty excited about it at first, and then the CEO comes up and says, "Hey, yeah, we want to donate these, but we're waiting on all the employees to give up some of their pay to pay for these toys." So the hospital, and that pisses Harry off.
Right.
He
knows they're not really going to do that.
you're not doing it. You're just making this add up and to gain
Right.
confidence from the public or whatever. So he gets pissed off, and you kind of see a light come on in Harry that he's got an idea.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes to the factory floor during this party and steals all the toys that's on the conveyor belts that's already made,
Right.
and he starts putting them in bags. So now you know what he's doing. He's going to take all these toys and give them to this children's hospital. So
Right.
the guy is a good guy.
Yeah, he just really loves Christmas.
And he loves kids, and
Yeah.
he wants kids to believe in Santa Claus.
Yep.
I mean,
But he's also a psychopath.
but he's also a psychopath. So now Harry goes home and he dresses up as Santa Claus again, but this time he takes some super glue and puts it all over his face and glues the beard onto his face. And this is kind of diabolical too. After he gets it glued on, he starts pulling on his beard.
Yeah.
And it's like he's in a pain and pleasure thing.
Like he's laughing, but then he's kind of like snarling and stuff too.
And he's just so excited that he can't pull that beard off. And it's pretty intense and screwed up. And he does a great job, that our actor does. So now it tells us on the screen that it is Christmas Eve.
Yep.
And Harry goes to the house and has a butcher knife, and he starts. It's nighttime. He goes to this house, and he's got a butcher knife, and he starts cutting gifts up. And do you know what he's doing here?
It does. I don't understand.
Yeah. And I can't. He's just like the gifts
Like
that's already there.
He's like cutting the ribbons off and just like tossing them into the tree.
And maybe he put some more gifts down there. I think maybe he was putting, because you remember him shoveling dirt in one scene, and he was delivering dirt to some of the bad kids too.
Right.
So maybe he put some dirt in some of the gifts. I'm not sure.
That's probably my best guess, is that he was ruining their good presents from their parents and giving them their dirt box.
Yeah, so it's kind of a weird one. And then he goes to the Oscar kid, and that's when he leaves a bag of dirt and a picture, like a drawing of Oscar on the porch steps.
Yeah.
And it says to Oscar, I think. So when Oscar comes out, he's going to open it up, and it's going to be dirt in the bag, and he's going to be kind of like a lump of coal, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
So he is on his Christmas Eve tour right now. And those were his first few stops. So his next stop is going to be the children's hospital. So he pulls up there, and there's some old ancient security guard out there, and they have a little talking, and the security guard's kind of, "No, you got to get away. You can't come in here." And he's dressed as Santa Claus, and he says, I just need to talk to whoever's in charge, have him come out here. So the old man, and he gives the old man a gift, and he kind of, he's like, "Oh, okay." And he goes in and comes out, and a couple nurses and a doctor come out, and he says, "Ho, ho, ho." And that's when he did learn his voice, and why they went in.
He keeps saying Merry Christmas over and over, but different ways.
Yeah, it starts out like, "Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas," and he's trying to find his voice, and finally he's like, "Merry Christmas!" Ho, ho, ho. And it
starts snowing,
and it starts snowing, and there's his voice. Now he's got a voice to go with his costume, and when the people walk out, he uses that voice. "Merry Christmas! I got gifts for all the kids." And they said, "Well, how many you got?" And he opens the back of the van. It's loaded down with all those toys. And of course, they're happy. The doctors and nurses are like, "Oh, my God, go get everybody so we can get all these gifts in and give them to all the kids." And Harry is happy. The nurses and doctors are happy. So he kind of looks like a hero at this point.
Right. This feels like a normal Christmas movie right now.
Yeah. So the next stop is going to be a church. And the CEO is in there, and a couple of the other people are in there, and it don't really tell why he picked this, other than the CEO is there.
Right. The CEO, and then the new guy that he met at the party, that basically was on board with this charity thing that wasn't really going to help the kids.
Yeah.
That was my takeaway. Like, he's gone there to target the CEO and the new guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So church lets out, and he's out there. Harry's out in the back, or out front of the church. And as they come down, the guy that started. It was a different, like
Just
four
some
people,
random dudes. Yeah,
yeah, they're kind of smart ass, and they're dressed nice, but they're they seem
they were in that. It was like a midnight mass for Christmas.
We're better than you are kind of people, and they're kind of poking fun at Harry and nice hat, nice Santa beard, blah blah blah. And about that time, Harry pulls out that metal forged toy soldier and sticks it in that guy's eye.
Yeah, and it's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Yeah, you get I was surprised at the level they went with it.
Yeah.
Like they show obviously a fake eye, but they show the eye and the spear going right into it and green goo shooting out. And, yeah.
And then he uses a toy axe to bash in another one of them's head. He ends up killing 3 people right here.
In front of 40 other people.
Yeah, as church is letting out, this happens. He freaks out, jumps in his van and takes off. and everybody's like, what the hell just happened? Santa Claus just killed 3 people.
And he drives away in the most recognizable vehicle in the town.
Yeah, with a Santa sleigh painted on the side of it. So he parks his van, he falls asleep, and I think the director put this in just to let us know that how crazy this is, because if a normal person did that, you're not falling asleep.
Yeah.
You're on the run, you're beside yourself. You're either going to turn yourself in or whatever, but Harry falls asleep in his van after he just killed 3 people. And when he wakes up, he goes to it's like a children and family organization, like almost like the YMCA or something, where they take donations to help out kids and stuff. And some of the guy, he's just kind of looking in the window, looking at this party, and some people look out the window like, "Oh, Santa's here. Let's go get him. We'll bring him in and let the kids see Santa." And they go out to Harry, say, "You got to come in and see the kids." No, I can't. Come on in. He says, "Okay." So Harry goes in. He starts giving all the little kids gifts and telling them if they're good, he'll come visit them tonight. And they dance and they toast him, and he is the hero of the ball right now. And he's loving it. Harry is absolutely loving being so popular and everybody loving him. The kids are hanging all over him. He gives them the presents, and then they're dancing. The music stops, and Harry turns to all the kids and says, "If you're all good today, I'll bring you, or tonight, and you do what your parents say, I'll bring you something real nice. But if you're bad, I'll bring you something horrible."
And the kids are just scared to death.
And it gets quiet. You can hear a pin drop, and you can see some of the people, the parents' face are like, "What the fuck?" And then all of a sudden he just
right.
And then everybody else joins in and laughs.
Right.
So for a second, he almost blew his cover like this guy's nuts. But he laughs, and they have the big toast to Santa Claus, and he leaves the party. So now he's back in the van. This is still Christmas Eve. So he's back in the van, and he starts calling out the reindeer, doing the, "Hey, on Dasher and Prancer and Vixen."
Right.
I mean, this dude is messed up while he's driving a van. And then all of a sudden he starts thinking about Frank and how he screwed him over on the shift and made him work his shift. So now we know what his next stop's going to be.
Right.
Old Frank's house.
Right.
So
this is so weird too.
It is. So Harry climbs to the top of the chimney to the house.
He gets a ladder, like an extension ladder.
Puts it up against the house, climbs up, gets into the chimney, and tries to go down this Frank's
gets down
chimney.
to the waist, and then he's stuck.
He's stuck. And we get to see another, and I was a little bit like
what the fuck is going on here?
parent, like, oh my god, he's stuck. What the hell is it? And he's throwing another temper tantrum because he can't go down and he can't get out now.
It's not authentic if he doesn't go down the chimney.
And he's stuck, and there's some tension building, and he's trying to get unstuck. And I didn't think he was going to get out. I thought Frank was going to wake up and blow him away or something, but finally he breaks free.
Yeah, he gets up, back out to the top. He doesn't
don't
go all the way down.
So he climbs back down the ladder, and now he's going to go in through a window. And it's kind of a basement window.
Yeah.
Comes up the steps.
He's putting presents under the tree for the kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Harry starts putting gifts under the Christmas tree, And Frank's children, 2 of them, wake up and see him, and they start giggling. And Harry, dressed as Santa, turns around and looks, and
they like duck away before,
Yeah.
so he doesn't see them.
oh, he didn't see him.
Not then,
Okay.
but then he gets up. He walks down the hallway and he looks in, and they're pretending to be asleep.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They're in their bed, acting like they're asleep. So he goes on down to go to Frank and his wife's bedroom. And the weirdest thing, he takes the bag with the gifts, and he says something.
Yeah, he says something like
Wakes him up, actually.
He said, like, he starts talking to him. He says, "You wanted it all, but you're not a kid anymore."
Yeah. And he takes the toy bag and just the Santa bag and puts it over his face and starts smothering Frank. Frank's fighting it. The wife's just sound asleep. I think she moves a little bit.
Yeah, she's like giving a little Russell shoulder
And,
shrug.
I mean, there was a commotion going on. The Frank's, like, you can hear him. And
there's no way she didn't wake
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
so he can't get this guy killed. He can't smother him with that bag. So he takes the bag off, grabs a star off a little like mini Christmas tree,
Right, sitting
on
by the bed.
the bed stand, and with that glass star, I guess, or metal star, and slits Frank's throat.
He just slashes at him and rips his throat wide open.
Yeah. So Frank, he rolls over dead now onto his wife, and she finally wakes up,
Yeah.
and she can't scream.
Yeah.
Her eyes get big, and she's going.
Uh-huh.
She can't. She's out of fear. She just can't scream.
Right.
So Harry, he's like, "Oh shit!" So he leaves, and as he's leaving, he's getting ready to walk out the door, and he turns and looks, and Frank's kids are looking at him, and they're giggling. They don't know their dad just got killed. And then about that time, you get this blood curdling screams coming from that. She finally got her scream out, and I mean, just pretty good scream.
Yeah, she let her rip.
Yeah. So Frank gets into his van, and then we cutscene. Now we have the font on the screen says Christmas Day.
Yep.
And we're at Harry's brother's house, Phil, and he's worried about Harry. He has a feeling that something's going on with Harry. He didn't come to Thanksgiving. He can't get a hold of him. And he tells his wife that he's just worried about him. She says, "You need to calm down. Nothing's wrong with Harry. He's oddball, but he's okay." And as he's talking with his wife, a news report comes on about a killer Santa on the loose.
They report about the church step murders,
Yes.
and then Frank getting murdered.
Yep. So he automatically thinks it's Harry, his brother, that's done this. And the wife's like, it's not. You're being ridiculous. So now we see Harry, and again, he wakes up in his van, and he goes back to the toy factory, and he starts just tearing up all the toys.
Yeah.
Like crushing them off the conveyor belts. And then he goes up to the control room and turns on all conveyor belts, and the toys start falling off the belts and breaking.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It don't.
And he's standing up on the scaffolding watching it, and then just like, it's so weird.
Yeah, it is. So we cut that scene. They could have cut that out, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think it was necessary.
I think they was trying to make it to an hour and a half, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, it drives home more of just Harry is very crazy.
Yeah,
which we already knew.
Yeah, we didn't need no assurance.
Right. I got it.
So we cut that scene, and now we're at a police lineup, and this is pretty good. There's a bunch of Santas are at a police lineup, and they have some of the witnesses of the murders. Is this your guy? And they have the first Santa step forward, "Merry Christmas."
Yeah.
No, that's not him. And then they say Santa didn't have white cuffs. He had
it was darker
fur.
Yeah.
These are none of the guys. And so
did they have a black Santa too?
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys.
So yeah. So back at Phil's house now, his phone rings and it's Harry. And he's trying to get Harry, "Come over, Harry, get over here." And Harry tells him that he found his tune and everybody will know his dance.
Yeah.
And it was kind of weird.
Yeah. He mentions it a few times throughout the movie, like about finding the tune.
Okay.
And it means something to him. Like, yeah.
So he tells him he finally found it. And now Phil is super scared. Harry just hangs up the phone. So again, he gets in his van that's painted like a sleigh, and he gets stuck in a snowdrift.
Yeah.
So he puts it in park, and he gets out, and he walks down a path. And it's lit with all these blow-molded snowmen, like 4-foot snowmen, and he's like really loving this. He's looking at they're all lit up with lights,
Yeah.
and he's really loving this because, as we know, he loves Christmas. Harry gets mesmerized by these lights, and then some kids come running up to Harry thinking that he's the real Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids' parents, they're right behind the kids. And obviously, you watch the news, so all these parents know that there's a killer Santa out there.
Right.
So the parents are,
they're
like, "Hey, kids, get away!" But it's too late.
And I'm pretty sure these are the same kids that were like sitting on the stoop earlier in the movie. I think
so. So they know Harry.
Right. I don't know that they know that's Harry.
They don't know that's Harry.
But he knows them.
Yeah. So all these kids come running up and hugging on Santa Claus, which is Harry, and the parents they kind of walk up and they're like, "Oh no, kids, get away, get away!" And they see how he's all dirty.
Yeah.
He's got dirt all over him. So these parents automatically like, this is that fucking killer Santa.
Right.
Get away. So some of the parents say, we're going to call the police. He says, I can take care. One of the dads says, I can take care of this, and pulls out a switchblade.
Mm-hmm.
And of course the kids are like, no, daddy, don't kill Santa Claus. We love him, whatever they're saying. And they're still huddled around Santa Claus trying to protect Santa. And you see in his eyes that Harry doesn't know what to do at this point. Should he take care of these kids, or should he fight the parents? He's stuck in some kind of a battle in his mind, is what I took out of it. But one of the little girls walks up and grabs the knife out of the dad's hand.
Yeah.
And runs it over to Harry. Now Harry has the knife.
Yeah.
Or Santa Claus Harry. And at this point, Harry just decides to run. So he runs by one of the dad that had the knife.
Right. They kind of scuffle a little bit, but I thought he was going to stab that guy.
I did too.
But he didn't.
He just got through, and the guy was trying to, muscle him down to hold him till the cops got there, but Harry got away.
And then it turns into Frankenstein.
So as Harry's running away, all the people, the parents, form a mob, and they go by this barrel burning garbage, I think, and they all grab I don't know where the sticks were, but they make torches
very quickly.
So you got 30 torches. It looks like Frankenstein. The end of Frankenstein. All these people.
The villagers are swarming the castle,
and it's pretty fun. It's funny. But I don't know if they meant it to be funny.
I don't think so.
I don't think they meant it to be funny. But I giggled like, this is kind of stupid here, or funny. It's stupid or funny.
Or both.
Or both. And so this mob is chasing after Harry, and he loses them for a couple times, and they find him, and then he runs again and loses them again. And turns
out all he has to do is hide by a wall.
Yeah.
And they miss him every time.
Yeah. So he finally gets back to his van. He jumps in the van, and we know it's stuck, so he starts spinning the wheels. It's still stuck in that snowbank, and finally it breaks free, and he pulls away and leaves the mob of people. But they still chase after his van. So Harry drives to Phil's house, his brother, and now Phil, because when he comes to the door, he's dressed as a dirty old Santa. And obviously Phil's like, holy shit, you are the killer Santa.
Right.
So he pulls him in the house. He's like, what the hell are you doing, Harry? The two brothers start arguing. Phil all of a sudden just starts choking Harry up.
Right.
He puts his hands around his throat and just starts choking him.
Yeah, Harry mentions how Phil was the first one who didn't believe in Santa and tried to make him not believe, and Phil just loses his shit, and he's like, "You're trying to blame me for how you are because of something I said when I was 6 years old."
Yes, I was 6 years old, Harry, and he starts choking him, chokes him all the way unconscious. I thought he killed him.
I did too.
But he's unconscious, and so Phil drags his brother's Harry's body out to his van, puts him in the driver's seat, and then all of a sudden, as he's looking at Harry, Harry wakes up and punches Phil in the face. Plunk, knocks him out. Well, I don't know if it
Knocks him over.
Knocked him over, and Harry takes off. So, so Harry comes to the big mob again while he's driving a van. The mob of people with all the torches, and he drives past them, turns sharply on a bridge, and over the bridge he goes. I guess he's trying to commit suicide at this point. But Phil chases after, and he rolls down a embankment-like thing.
Yep.
He's okay, but he just rolls down the embankment. I don't even know why they showed that.
Yeah.
But then as Harry's van with the sleigh painted on the side of it, it kind of
starts to coast up.
It starts to coast up, and you got the big moon behind it, and I think it says, and as he... how's the poem go?
The end of the
towards the night before.
Shit!
As he went out of sight, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. An end of movie.
Oh man!
So that's it. That was Christmas Evil.
What a movie! All right, well, let's get into our rating and review here. So here we go.
Now that we've seen what there is to see, how many never not horror howls will be given?
All right, Rich, this was your pick, so you can do the honors here. What is your rating and review of Christmas Evil?
My review is, I think it had a great potential to be a really good movie. And like I said, I went into this movie thinking comedy, horror, Christmas movie, and that is not at all what we got. Mm-mm. It is pretty much a psychological thriller, I would say, more than anything. Mm-hmm. The acting is pretty good. There's nobody that's really awful that holds it back as far as that goes. The direction is a little, I mean, there's some scenes that could have been cut out, but I mean, you're given an $850,000 budget for this movie. You got to put something in, or your producers are going to be like, what the fuck?
Right.
Did you spend $850,000 on?
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot of special effects to be seen. There was a few where the guy got the
eyeball.
And, there was that. Other than that, not a lot. But I like the struggle within with this Harry guy. I mean, they really hit it home, and I think they started beating a dead horse. So we knew that this guy was crazy. We didn't need no more, affirmation that this dude was nuts, because he was definitely nuts. And he did a really good job of playing a crazy guy. Wasn't a lot of co-stars to talk about how the cast was. There was a few, and they did, like I said, add a decent enough job. But I think the screenplay was probably, I would say, better than the movie, I want to say. I think it was a pretty good screenplay, but it just didn't, not that it was bad, but I think the screenplay, you could have got a lot of good actors to be like, oh man, this is pretty deep, man.
Yeah, like I see what you're saying. Like the source material was probably better than the product.
Yeah, I think so. But not that it was bad though. I feel like I sound like I'm bashing it, but I liked it. I would definitely watch it again. It's not going to be one I'm going to watch all the time, but I'll definitely watch it again. During Christmas time. I still love watching horror movies all year long. And I kind of follow the holiday, so watch a bunch of Christmas horror movies. And this one I can see myself watching. Maybe not, like I said, not every year. But so as far as Never Not Horror Howls, I had one set in my mind that I was going to give, but I think I'm going to back it down just a touch. And I'm going to give it, I originally had it 3 howls. I'm going to go to 2.5 howls out of 5.
All right. 2.5 howls.
Which is middle of the road.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so I did not know what to expect going into this. I'd never even heard of this movie. So really just going in completely blind. And I thought this movie was hilarious. Like it's so fun. Like to where I guess because I haven't seen a whole lot of Christmas horror, like Black Christmas is kind of like the title, like the staple Christmas horror. And that's a dark movie and gritty and nasty. And this is not at all. This is like kind of lighthearted, but I really think what's the guy that plays Harry? What's his name? We can flip back through your pages here. I don't recall the actor's name.
I can't remember neither. How about Fiona Apple's dad?
Fiona Apple's dad.
Brandon Maggart.
Yeah, Brandon Maggart does in my opinion, a sensational job of playing a deeply traumatized, fucked up dude. Like it's some of the scenes, like when he's just looking in the mirror, and like the one you talked about with when he glues the beard on, and he's laughing and giggling and yanking on it. Like this dude he does do a good incredible job of portraying like just this imbalanced nut job. And yeah, it's certainly not a perfect movie. I mean, there are definitely scenes that don't need to be in the movie. Like it's a little disjointed at times, but I just thought it was fun. Like I really had a good time watching it. Like I laughed a lot watching this movie. Like mainly just because I didn't know what I was going to get, and it wasn't at all what I expected. So I had a good time. I'm glad I watched it. I could see I'm going to revisit this next Christmas. Yeah. Definitely not a July watch, but no. But I'll watch this again. The ending is kind of good. I mean, I think the reality is he drove off the bridge and crashed and died. I mean, he was like he had gotten beat up pretty bad throughout, and he'd reached the end of his rope. So, but I thought it's goofy, but it's funny. Taking off into the moon and to all a good night. A very on the nose thing, but I enjoyed it. I had a fun time watching this movie. So I'm gonna go with your original rating. I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5. Nice. Like, this exceeded my expectations. I kind of expected this movie to be kind of shitty. Yeah. And I had a good time with it. Cool. Like I think it was fun. So I'm glad you went with this. I'm glad you liked it. Another one for the repertoire. Yeah. All right. Well, that will do it for our coverage of Christmas Evil from 1980. So add that one to your Christmas horror playlist if you haven't seen it yet. If you want to support the show, please tell your friends, like, rate, review, do what you do on your podcast platform of choice. Spread the word about Never Not Horror. If you want some Never Not Horror merch, maybe you've got someone in your family that enjoys it. If it's not you, you can go to nevernothorror.dashery.com and you can pick up some merch there. If you want to support us outside of the show, you can go to YouTube and search for Rich Hansel, and you'll find his channel and all the action figure unboxing. If you want to check out my books, go to steveclarkbooks.com and you can find out all the stuff you need to know there. Links to Amazon. I have a shop where you can buy signed copies. And next week will be Quick Cuts, and we are back with the next entry coming down to the end here. Not too many more of the Horror by the Decade series. We're going to be doing our top 13 horror movies from the 50s. Yes. So that will be next week. Following week then will be my pick for a deep dive review, and it'll be Christmas themed again. It'll be more mainstream of a Christmas movie than this was. It'll be one that more people have seen for sure. But we'll announce that on Quick Cuts next week. So tell your friends to do all the things and come back next week where whatever it is, it's never not horror. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.